So take a look at me now. Alright, yo, so sorry about that. So next up, I basically bought a lot of rub-on oils from this website called perfumeparlour.co.uk, and these are unbelievable. I want to shout out thanks to Killer Frags. Oh shit, man. I mean Killer Frags. Killer Frags doesn't make sense. That'd be like kind of computer game oriented. Killer Frags, fragrances. Yes, it makes sense. So this thing here, this is a 10ml replica of a black Aafgan. I also have 10ml replicas of Nuits Intense and the one. So it was in the with a double E. But these things, man, I'm blown away. So the 10ml cost £6, I think, and I've also got a whole bunch of, not sure I'm gonna hold on, 3ml samples, and they're all just kind of knockoffs or clones of popular fragrances. So in the small one category I have Faarenheit, there's Saauvage, Silver Mountain's water, Tuskan Leather, and also Green Island Tweed. But yeah, you know, I've kind of looked into them quite a bit and they're amazing. You know, people are posting rave reviews about them. They are very good clones of the original one. So for example, today I took Faarenheit into work. One of my co-workers, he really loves the smell of Faarenheit. So I kind of just walked into the office about 9:10 because I don't show up on time. And I kind of rubbed a bit on his hand. You'll see here they come in roll-ons. And I've used this a couple of times and it's used nothing at all. And this was £2 for 3ml. And it just seemed like it's going to last months and months. Unbelievable value. So yeah, so I rubbed quite a bit on his hand. I kind of said to him, okay, I'm just going to do this here, don't like smell it, I'm not telling you what it is. So I put it on and then I allowed him to kind of smell it and think what it was. And he kind of guessed a few things, really weird ones actually, like he thought it might have been a Ventus for some reason. But eventually then he kind of got this realisation of Faarenheit, and you know, he was really blown away by the similarity of it. Instantly said, you know, what's the address of that? I'm going to get myself some of those. And so that was 9:15 or so. As I finished work, then maybe sort of 20 to 6, I was leaving. I kind of asked him, you know, how's the smell on your hand? So it was what, 8 to 9 hours later, and it's kind of still there quite prominently. I'm not sure how these things project. I've kind of smelled them up close, you know, they are lovely. This black Aafgan one, for example, this is one Killer Frag said to get if you're just kind of unsure and want to try them. It's amazing. It's like apparently a combination of hash and weed. But yeah, it's just, honestly man, the smell is mind-blowing. Like yesterday I was kind of sitting here smoking a joint and I put on my arm here and just kind of doing this to smoke, and I was transported back to Amsterdam at some point, you know. I just had this really strong sense of being in Amsterdam. I don't actually detect like a kind of weed note from it at all. It's very kind of Middle Eastern. I kind of tried this with my friends yesterday as well, and they said they've basically lived in Qatar for a few years, so they're quite familiar with Middle Eastern culture and stuff. And instantly they just kind of said it reminds me of being back in the streets there, the kind of fragrances of that women would wear. I saw a video of street scents as well, kind of doing a street scent for the original Aafgan Black, and the woman there was unbelievable. She had such enthusiasm for like the smell of things, and it was just really, it kind of like really giddied me up. It kind of riled me up a bit, you know, kind of got me going. It was it was a real pleasure to watch. Now I'll try and link that in the video description. So yeah, these things seem to linger, they kind of stay there. I can't really comment on projection because I haven't worn them yet. But you can also apparently kind of turn these into sprays by mixing it with pure alcohol. I haven't really looked into it much, but there's things you can do. Yeah, these, honestly man, I'm going to put some of this Aafgan on now because it's amazing. I'm not sure how to describe the smell of it, but so yeah, you know, just rubbed a bit on here and there's a nice glistening on my arm. It's kind of like licorice, or it's stupidly familiar, but I just cannot place my finger on what it is. Like, it's sweet, it's kind of like extremely sweet. It's like some kind of medicine, like I want to say calp bulb or some kind of, I'm not sure. And oh yeah, the best thing apparently too is that these are all taken from the original formulations. On the website it mentions they kind of clone them by doing some kind of vapor distillation or something or other, or I don't know if they're actually kind of getting a copy of the original bottle and extracting stuff from it, or what magical divinity things they're doing. But like, apparently so Faarenheit, you know, it's been kind of reformulated, it's weak and stuff, but now this is gone from the older version, so it'll have the projection and those original notes that may have been toned down. But this just dries down to such an amazing smell. It is great. I tried the Tuskan Leather ones, Tuskan Leather 1. My friends kind of said, why the fuck did you buy that for? You know, they put it on themselves and just said, yeah, it smells like leather. So for them it wasn't a very like desirable scent, but that's the kind of the feeling I got from it too initially. But sort of half an hour later, after the scent kind of dried down and settled on my skin, it kind of morphed into something a bit beyond like leather, and it just kind of taken on a different like approach altogether, and it was just beautiful. So with these things, I mean, I'm stupidly impressed. I've bought, I'm not sure, 50 bottles of perfume recently, of cologne, whatever, and I'm tempted to just buy no more and see how many of these I can get, because £2, I think shipping was £2. If you spend 25 quid, there's free shipping. I did that just because I wanted to try loads of different stuff to see how it was, and I'm quite impulsive. But man, definitely recommend it, you know. It's just, it's lovely. Like yesterday, I think this stayed on my skin for probably a good 8 hours. You know, I put it on when I got home from work around 6 o'clock. I was going to bed at that stupid o'clock in the morning, and it was still there. And just based on how much of the fragrance is it, sorry, how much of the liquids in the bottles, just seems like it'll last for a long time. And if I can sort of transform them into sprays somehow, which may improve the longevity or projection of it, then why spend 40, well, I haven't spent 40 quid in any fragrance to be honest, but why spend £20 or something when you can spend 2 quid on these things, which are phenomenal. So yep, that's my overview of that. I would highly recommend it. Thanks for watching. Dra.